Sad queen this side. Sorry. Tanvi this side. And today we are gonna unfold some really bad chapters of my life and events that made me who I am today. An underconfident, shy, jealous, and inferiority complex wali bitch. So let's start. We're gonna start starting say. So when I was very small, I was very fat. I was so fat. I was bullied. And I used to think I'm so pretty until one day a friend of mine called me fat. And that was a day when everything shifted. I liked speaking on stages. I liked speaking on podiums, but then everything turned out to be different for me. Because one day when I was speaking on stage, I just froze. I stood there जब मेरी कच्ची उतारी जा रही थी. I stood there while people were waiting for me to speak the next word, and I just did not speak it. And then I just started settling for mediocrity. And then it just became a habit of mine to perform okay because it was my comfort zone. I just liked my comfort zone. And then I started failing miserably in exams. Not failing, but for someone who used to be a topper, I just liked being an average now. I just liked passing with just average grades. I was neither just passing, I was passing, but I was scoring more than passing marks, but I was not scoring good marks to be called as a topper. So in 4th grade, my dad got transfer. We were living in UP, then we went to Delhi again, and 1st to 4th तक हम यूपी में रहे थे. 1st से LKG तक दिल्ली में, and then अब मैं 5th से 12th तक दिल्ली में हूँ. And it's just really bad because after coming to Delhi and living in my house, as my dad was transferred to Chandigarh, we were living here because हमने घर इधर लिया था. I saw everyone was so posh. They were so rich. Even if they were not rich, either they were pretty or confident about one another, but they were fucking bullies. I just couldn't make my way. So then I go to school. First day, I meet this girl, and she tells everyone to not give me their notebook because she was a fucking bitch with no life and no sex. Well, she was in 5th grade. How could I say that? Anyways, then things got really bad because I was very underconfident. I used to take part in annual days every single time. But then also I stopped taking parts in annual days after coming to Delhi. I was doing nothing. I liked taekwondo in my 4th grade, but I stopped doing taekwondo. I was not good at studies. I was not good at making friendships. I was not good at fitting in. धीरे धीरे करके I started making friends. I started being friends with wrong people. जाओ ना,
ये गुच्ची का चश्मा लगा कर अपने बैठ
चलो. पंखा बंद करियो ऋतु. AC चला दे और चला दे. चलवाओ चला दो.
सर रात चलता रहा कंपनी
बंद कर दो. चलो दरवाजा. Get out. नहीं करना उसको. चलो बंद करो जल्दी. after being friends with wrong people my whole entire life, not studying, and numerous humiliating experiences unfolding. Like while doing yoga, I was underestimated because I was fat. So I was doing yoga. My friend took me to this class in our dance room, and I started doing yoga. The teacher was guiding us, and then she made us do so many things. मैंने 3 पराठे खाए थे उस दिन भिंडी के साथ. वो सारा मैंने एक बच्ची की मैट पे निकाल दिया उल्टी करके. This was worse. So numerous things unfolding, juniors watching me while I was vomiting, and then me running to the washroom to clean myself up, crying there, how will I ever go back there, and then making my way back into that fucking room. I saw people laughing at me. I laughed uncomfortably, and yeah. Then I become friends with this popular kid who is like, rocking in her teen eras, very rich parents. Me being friends with her, more like a side chick, and I'm just living like a side chick. I don't feel like a main character. And then she started pointing out the things in me that were wrong, like how I look, how I walk, how I talk, everything, every single thing. My eyes, my nose, my lashes. Maybe that's how teen mean girls are supposed to be. But again, how much more can I actually take? Then comes that mean girl's boyfriend who was talking to her but was also leading me on somehow. Well, now you might say what kind of bad friend I was, but let's see it through my lens. A girl who was never loved is suddenly loved by a guy. Obviously, she's gonna ask for attention, and I ask it. I don't even ask it, he just gives it. But I don't do anything because I know it would have led me nowhere, because that girl was very pretty and I was not. So that happened, and then in 9th grade, COVID happens, and then I moved to Chandigarh. And then I moved to Chandigarh to live with my parents and my sister and everyone. Actually, my sister and my mom and we moved to our dad. And then in COVID, I actually stopped caring about my grades because obviously it was online classes, so we could cheat. I was stuck in my house doing nothing productive, thinking about all the things that I have lost, all the disrespect I have ever felt. Then 10th grade happens. I come back to Delhi. I start living in my flat with my mom and my sister. My dad is in Delhi back again. Then online classes are also happening again. In this time frame, my friendship with my best friend, that mean popular girl, is no more. It's expired. It went away. And now, since it went away, I was all alone because she was my only friend. I was talking to no one. People started pitying me. And then I started studying as a revenge. Because my friend in class 10th was also studying. And I had to study. Till midterms, I was doing so much better. I could feel the spark in me, which was very back. I was scoring 44 out of 50 because, at that time, boards were divided in 2 sessions, in 2 sems. So I was scoring 44 out of 50, 49 out of 50, stuff like that. And then my best friend's comebacks in my life, because apparently one day in practical exam I was very sick, so she comes in with chocolate and she was like an angel to me. So I talked to her, we start talking again, and then I get the FOMO. I get all the things on my mind, and then my grades start to drop gradually. I end up scoring 83% in class 10th, and then class 11th happens. I choose commerce streams. My friend chose science stream. Now, since I chose commerce stream, her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, was also my grade, and then there was this new girl, the topper, whom I wanted to be friends with in 10th grade, since 10th grade, because she was a topper, and then she chose commerce. She was like a new celebrity to me, so I thought she was going to be a good company on me, which I later realized was the very worst decision I ever made for myself. So then I start talking, and then a big fight also happened between me and my best friend's ex-best friend's boyfriend, in between, because he was using me and he was objectifying me, and he said very mean things to me, which I later realized were not normal, because to me, since it was the very first interaction with a guy, a lot of things changed. So he apologized for the way he acted. He was so approaching. He was like a bitch to me. He kept on harassing me in the sense he used to poke me in my back, like on my back, and he was constantly doing that. And I also said I don't like it. He still did it, and then later he apologized, and everyone was such a bitch. He was just apologizing, and then I forgave him, and then I met his friend, a friend who wasted 2 years of my life. And also I made a friend, the topper, who apparently fucked my mind in my 12th grade. Yeah, so let's unfold the part where I was abused. I was loved, but I was abused. So this boyfriend that I'm talking about, is the guy who I met in class 11th. We didn't talk much, but then we started talking. He was not that interactive with girls, but I was like that too. Maybe we can bond on this thing. And he was like very pretty looking to me at first, and he was a nice kid, and then he changed. I saw some messages, and then I used to break up with him, and then he used to come back to me and make me unmad, and then I used to talk to him again. And one day I found random girls nudes in his phone, and then I said I cannot do it, and then he talks to me, and I was like, yeah, maybe he loves me, and then he manipulates me. After he manipulates me, I go to Manali trip with my family, and I stopped talking to him, and I stopped taking his bullshit. And then he sends this paragraph where he's hating on me, like hating, calling me Ganmara, Chutia, stuff like that. He also called me Randi. So, and this was all in 12th starting. I got my spark back because in class 11 I was not studying much. So in accounts I used to score like 11 out of 30. But one day my teacher bullied me for not bullied me, basically she got angry at me for not studying and said कि हंस रही हो, बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स आते होंगे ना तुम्हारे, तो इसलिए in first sem मैंने पढ़ा and I scored 27.5 out of 30. While everyone was clapping, I saw that my boyfriend apparently was not. So ये सब ट्रिप पे जाने से पहले क्या होता है, ट्रिप पे जाने के बाद ट्रिप पर he says all of that. I tried to act cool, but I was not cool. I was broken inside. How could he do that? And he never apologizes. At the end of 12th grade, in the board exams, I was the one apologizing. I liked accountancy. During my accountancy exam, I was the one apologizing to him. and he said usko farak nahi padta. That happens. Now about my best friend. Well, I used to consider her my best friend, but she was not my best friend. I guess I just wanted to be her. I wanted to be smart, but I was not smart enough, I guess. So yeah, I don't know what happened between her and me, but everything was just very disrespectful. So now let's talk about post 12th. I got into a very good college, Ramjas Economics Honors, but I saw how smart people there were, and I got this huge ass culture shock, and I started taking everything less seriously. This was the very first time I started doing. No, it's like the third time, I guess, because the first time was in 9th and then in 12th, and then this time I was also like doing. So if you don't know that about me, everything was very
Pencil
stressful.
तो ले ले.
Thank you. So after that I gave CVT again because I didn't like economics honors and I just got it, so I took BCom honors this time. But I was preparing for it, everybody knew, and then they jinxed it. Maybe it's my victim mentality that led me here to believe that I cannot achieve anything or I fail because they jinx it. But I will never acknowledge the fact that it was my lack of under preparation that led me here. So guys, this was my story as a side chick. Now I'm gaining the power back by posting this video and acting like the main character. I am starting my YouTube channel officially. This is going to be my last sad video you'll ever see. I also did this makeup. This shows what a joker I was. No. That's all for today's video. I hope you like it.